So the first tool that I want to talk about is the line tool or the pencil tool. It is the core tool of SketchUp, and it is the one that you will use for a lot of your drawings and modeling. And so I'm going to get rid of my square here because we're going to actually draw a new one. Delete it. Goodbye, square. And then the pencil tool or the line tool is actually your fourth tool down here. And underneath here, there are two kinds of tools. There's the pencil tool or the line tool, and then there's also the freehand or the squiggle tool. And the squiggle tool just allows me to hold my mouse down and draw a line completely freehand in any way, shape, or form that I want. And then it will try to interpret that as a shape. And you can tell that you've completed your shape or you've closed off your shape because the background will change from this greenish sort of field color to this grayish color. And that actually tells me that I have a face now, that SketchUp has closed off this shape and it knows how to manipulate it. And so the face is a handy guide to just tell you that, hey, all of your edges match. If I fail to close my shape, I won't get the gray background and my shape will be open and all I have is a bunch of lines with no connecting, no connecting line. And then the other tool inside the line tool is the pencil or the line tool. And this is the tool that you will use for more precise lines. And so SketchUp has three axes, the X, which is green, the Y, which is red, and the blue, which is your Z axes. So you have sort of your front to back, your left to right, and then your up and down. And those are the three directions that you need in order to make a 3D model. And so when you're starting a sketch, it's usually a good idea to start at 0 or at the origin. And that's where all four of these sort of axes lines converge. And it's a good place to start because one, SketchUp can grab onto that. And two, if you're trying to position things, you know that you started at 0. And so it makes it very easy to get back to where you started from. And so you can click and you can start to draw, and SketchUp will try to grab on to these axes and help you guide you along those ways. You can also hold down the Shift key, and that will lock you into this axis. So no matter how much I move my mouse, I am locked into this red axis. And so depending on how long you want your line, you could try to freehand it or eyeball it. And you'll see down here that this length box is changing as I move my line around. But the other option is that you can actually type into this box how long you want your line. And SketchUp uses the apostrophe and double quotes for feet and inches. So if I want a line that is 4 feet 6 inches long on the green axis, I type it in, I hit enter, and boom, SketchUp has created me a line that is 4 feet 6 inches. Now note that this is not a shape yet, it's just a line, a single line. And so in order to complete this, I need at least 2 more lines in my shape to give me a completed shape. So I'm going to come out this way, let's say 18 inches. And then I'm going to freehand draw it back to my endpoint. And when I do that, the SketchUp shades in the middle or generates the middle face. And so now I have a completed shape using my line tool. And I can now use this shape to manipulate it with some of the other tools inside of SketchUp. So that is the line tool.